Hello everybody, welcome to Been My Pleasure. My name is JC, and joining me today, my pixelated friend Mako Niner. Mako Niner is a casual dining restaurant experience, bartender, server, / back of house at one point. That's his background, that's his experience. And today he's going to give you a couple tips on how you can improve your tips. Mako, thanks for joining us here at the beautiful attic, in Arcadia, Arizona, aka Phoenix, Arcadia District. It's 44th Street and Indian School. It's 44th Street and Indian School. Come on by for the best burger in Phoenix. Some say the world. Mako, do you have any tips for our viewers to help them go into this weekend and maybe generate a little extra revenue?
I have a couple. I'm pretty sure that they're ubiquitous and everyone at least knows about them. But one of my main money-making features is making a small connection with the table. Whether it be they're from a locale that I'm familiar with, or something specific they had commented on that I just caught in my ear because I've always got bar ears on. I just try and make a small connection, the smallest connection even really, just to show a personalization, and that's really all it takes. At our previous place of employment, that was hammered into you that you had to connect, you had to get time and occasion from them. And while I liked the idea, it was almost impossible to do for the amount of volume that we did.
If you'll let me interject, in the environment we worked in, it was a corporately owned chain restaurant, family-style dining, and in those environments, they marginalized the profit. So the profit margin has been marginalized to the point one server would have to accommodate upwards of, say, 20 guests simultaneously at times. And it can be quite difficult. I understand what you're saying.
And even more than that, with that structure, the management was required to have certain amount of feedback from customers, so they would pound you with the fact that you had to make a connection with guests. So as opposed to actually making a connection with guests, you were just spitting out a script. I would say don't do that. Just make a small gesture, even if it's a quick refill. Just something that shows that they're not just another table. Obviously they are, but you can also have fun with them. I found that in my experience, small things like that actually not only garner me better tips, but a quick joke from them, almost a friendliness, and it makes the night easier and smoother for me. So as far as my tip for tips, I would say just a small effort to make a bit of an intimate connection, and by intimate I mean personal, not sexual. But then again, whatever, depends on where you work. So that's what I would say.
So if you were tending bar at the local gentleman's club, you would be more intimate?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. All right. To reiterate what my friend Mako is saying, and it's something we've heard before, but it bears repeating, engage with your guest sincerely. Don't go up and script out what you're going to say every time. Those scripts are for the guests that don't want to engage with you. Mm-hmm. Those scripts are for the guests that come in and are looking at their menu, and when you walk up, they say, water. You come back and you try to have a conversation. We're going to want this. Save the scripts for those people because they're not listening anyways.
Sorry to interrupt, but on that point, I would say it kind of goes towards the tips for tips. I make my tables wait a little bit, at least 2 or 3 minutes, so that they don't tell me water. If I'm not selling them something like a bar drink or at least a soda, right, then I haven't made them wait long enough. Because if you attack them like that, like they want you to, then they're just gonna say water right off the bat. It's an inherent response. They're gonna want to say water. Don't do that. Build your check average, make a small connection, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, building your check average is something you'll hear your corporate sponsors tell you to do all the time in those family-style restaurants. You're absolutely right. If you give them a few moments, because they're anticipating that response. Again, because the profit line has been marginalized so much by your corporate absentee owners, you're going to find yourself in a situation where your guests are now feeling like cogs in the machine, and they're just going through the motions to get their food and beverage. If you give them a moment to settle in, I always give my table a moment to settle in. I'm not ignoring them. I'm aware that they're there, but one needs to go to the restroom, let them go to the restroom. The other one's doing something, checking on their phone. They're not even looking at menus or not even talking to each other, and they're sitting there dealing with technology. Give them a moment to settle in. Make sure that they're prepared to dine. Let them decompress from whatever they were doing outside so they can enjoy the dining experience. And just by increasing their dining experience, I can almost guarantee you that it's going to go up. There's always anomalies. But again, you greet them, they've decompressed, they're ready to enjoy themselves. You give them a nice margarita, and I know you have them over at your Mexican restaurant. They're going to relax and unwind. And than water, and your check average will go up, and people still inherently tip out as a percentage of their check average. Inherently, you'll find other industry people will do industry standards depending on how many people are there. You'll find some people will do a little bit more or less depending on how quickly they leave or how long they stay. But check average is an important number. Engaging your guests is an important concept.
It's easy to forget as a server or bartender that that guest that came in is there to relax. I've worked in 2 places now that's they're very different from each other. One of them is turning more and more like fast food. It's just like whatever. But they still kind of came in to not cook for themselves, to kind of relax, as my friend here was saying, to decompress. It's very true. If you can harness that and understand that even if you're having a bad day, they came in to have some dinner, and then make them have a little bit of fun, the chances are you're gonna have fun with them. They're gonna leave you good money. If you just keep that in mind, that they're there to like relax, take their worries off. They're maybe even there to enjoy themselves. At my new place, it's so cake because that's what people do. They want to go and enjoy themselves. It's a bit of an anomaly for me because I'm so used to something else. But now that I'm seeing it in action, it's exactly what I was trained for at this other place.
I told you there was gold at the end of the rainbow.
It really is. It's fun, actually. It's a lot of fun. So harness that, enjoy it, have fun with it, and you will make money.
Very good. All right, Mako, thank you very much for joining me this week. My friends, if you've enjoyed this content and would like to see more like it, please click on my pixelated friend's face to subscribe to this channel. If you really enjoyed it and you think this tip for tip will help you out this weekend, give us a thumbs up. If you're one of our corporate masters who thinks that we should put your money needs ahead of the needs of your servers and your point of sale staff and want to give us a thumbs down, go ahead. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what we can do to make your day better. But for everyone else, thank you for joining us. But I assure you, it's been my pleasure.